Hi everyone, El Palangka here, and in this video we're gonna talk about the latest smartphone from POCO, the POCO M3 Pro 5G. Ano nga bang meron sa kanya? Pag-usapan natin yan. Video coming up. Alright, so POCO M3 Pro 5G is available in three colors. We have the Power Black, Cool Blue, and the POCO Yellow. Notice ko nga lang na sa Lazada, hindi naka-available yung yellow, and on Shopee naman, naka-disable yung yellow. Pero ang naaalala ko yata, nagkaroon ng time na naging available yung POCO Yellow variant ni POCO M3 Pro 5G. And speaking of variant, meron din siyang 4GB and 64GB, which has the price of 8,990, and 6GB and 128GB, which is 11,990. For this video, we are going to review the Power Black POCO M3 Pro 5G with 4GB and 64GB internal storage. Let's talk about the design of POCO M3 Pro 5G. On the front, we have the punch hole in the middle of the screen where the selfie camera is located. And for the edges, rounded na rin siya at may kanipisan yung kanyang bezel, ganoon na rin yung kanyang chin. The screen is also protected with Corning Gorilla Glass 3. On the right side, we'll see the volume rocker and the side-mounted fingerprint scanner, which is pretty fast to turn on. Subukan natin. Ayan. Okay. Ready natin? Alright. And the side-mounted fingerprint scanner also acts as the power on and off button. And looking at the left side, we'll see the shared SIM slot, which means it's either you will use two SIM cards or one SIM card and one micro SD card. And looking at the bottom, you will see the microphone, the USB-C port, and the speaker. At the top part, you will see the 3.5mm audio jack port, the secondary microphone, and yung IR blaster, which is my favorite features on all Xiaomi phones kasi pwede mo gamitin si smartphone mo as a remote control. At the rear part, we will see the camera island and yung partial black accent niya where the logo POCO is also located. And in the lower left side, makikita naman natin yung logo ng 5G and other details. For the texture, this is glossy, as in napaka-glossy niya, and tingnan nyo nga napaka-reflective niya. Na almost glass na yung style niya, lalo na kung naka-black yung color ng pinili mong variant. Madulas siya if you are going to use while gaming. However, the good thing with POCO M3 Pro 5G is the middle frame kasi nakakatulong siya para mas maging okay yung grip mo sa kanya. Like this. So, itong part na itong gitna niya, siya yung makakatulong para hindi masyadong madulas o kumapit yung phone sa kamay mo. Kasi kung ito aasahan mo, napakadulas talaga. So, it will be very beneficial if you are going to use a case agad. Well, unless you are after of the design ni POCO M3 Pro 5G. Kasi actually, sayang naman kung lalagyan mo ng cover. Yun nga lang, madulas. Madulas talaga siya. So, accident prone siya. Lalo na kung ang kamay mo ay pawisin and medyo clumsy ka. And as I say, nag-glossy nga siya. Prone siya sa fingerprint. Ayan. Ayan. So, kita naman natin, meron na agad na fingerprint. But design-wise, gusto ko yung paglalagay nila ng partial black accent dito sa side na to. Kasi dahil dun, hindi nagmukhang common si POCO M3 Pro 5G. But imagine, nawala itong partial black accent, magkakaroon siya ng maraming kamukhang smartphone. So, good move siya sa paglalagay nila ng partial black accent dito. Now we're on the display of the POCO M3 Pro 5G. POCO M3 Pro 5G has 6.5 inches IPS LCD screen with 90Hz refresh rate. It has up to 500 nits of brightness. Yun nga lang on my experience, those numbers are not enough. Especially if you are using it outdoor or under the strong sunlight, there are chances na hindi mo masyado makikita yung screen. That is based on my experience. Dahil pag pinipicturean ako, kahit itodo ko na yung brightness ko, hindi ko masyadong nakikita yung screen. Though there are parts na visible naman, pero hindi ganun kaliwanag. Or in other words, hindi siya lumalaban sa araw. And as I mentioned kanina, that The display of POCO M3 Pro 5G is protected with Corning Gorilla Glass. Naka-Android 11 na rin siya and running MIUI 12.0.2. And as of this recording, meron ng available sa update ng 12.0.4 which is around 371 megabytes. You can also choose between 60Hz and 90Hz as your default refresh rate. And the UI will automatically select the best refresh rate based on the screen activity. One thing lang na hindi ko nagustuhan sa MIUI ay yung tile screen niya pagka nandun ka sa task app. So malalaki yung naka-display kasi, and what if gusto mong bumalik sa mga nauna mong ginamit na app, medyo malalim na yung i-scroll mo kasi nga ang lalaki ng mga tiles niya for task app. And noticeable din yung konting delay niya kapag ka nasa home screen ka and then mag-slide up ka to show the app drawer. And in addition to that, yung out of the box na pag-open mo ni POCO M3 Pro 5G, makalat. Ang daming bloatwares, ang daming mga shortcuts na hindi naman kailangan. Aside from the display, given na kahit isa lang yung speaker ni POCO M3 Pro 5G, malakas na din naman at okay na din yung tunog. Now we're on the performance. Uulitin ko lang na yung unit na nire-review natin ngayon na si POCO M3 Pro 5G ay yung 4GB and 64GB na variant. So yung mga result ng test ko ay based on that variant. So expect nyo na mas mababa siya to compare with the higher variant niya, which is the 6GB and 128GB. So for the chipset, it has MediaTek Dimensity 700 5G. And on our Antutu benchmark test for the first run, we got the score of 261,688. And on our second run, nakakuha naman si POCO M3 Pro 5G ng score na 261,708. In terms of security, aside from PIN and password, meron din siyang fingerprint scanner gaya nga nung tinest ko kanina, at meron din siyang face unlock. Alright, so for the game test, on Mobile Legends, graphics can be set into ultra and gameplay is okay all throughout the game kahit i-on mo lahat ng mga settings under the graphics. So Call of Duty naman, graphic quality, you can choose between low or medium, and for the frame rate, we have the low, medium, and high. Pwede mo iset yung maximum pareho for the graphic and for the frame rate. Capable din, kaya naman i-on mo yung depth of field and yung real-time shadows. Sa wide rip, capable din si POCO M3 Pro 5G kahit naka 60 FPS ka pa. And since si POCO M3 Pro 5G nga ay 5G smartphone, sinubukan din natin mag-speed test using the 5G network nung smart. On my location, di pa ganun kalakas yung signal ng smart na 5G, kaya naka 1 bar pa lang tayo. Pero kahit naka 1 bar, pumalo pa rin naman ito ng up to 120 megabytes per second. POCO M3 Pro 5G is also capable in connecting to 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz Wi-Fi connection. Okay, pag-usapan naman natin yung camera. So si POCO M3 Pro 5G has 3 cameras. We have the 48 megapixel wide, 2 megapixel for depth, and 2 megapixel for the macro. And for the front cam naman or selfie cam, it has 8 megapixel. Opening the camera, you will see the Pro mode, video, photo, portrait, and under ng more, nandun yung night mode, 48 megapixel, short video, panorama, slow motion, and the time-lapse. When recording a video, sa rear camera, up to 1080p at 30 fps, and sa front camera naman up to 720p at 30 fps lang. Sample video recording using front camera of POCO M3 Pro 5G in 720p at 30 frames per second. Yun nga lang, walang ultra-wide si POCO M3 Pro 5G. For me, mas common gamitin ang ultra-wide kaysa sa macro. Kasi mas madalas ginagamit natin yung si ultra-wide we're taking sceneries or groupie. Bisa si macro, ginagamit lang natin yan if you really are into photography or gusto mo lang itry. Diba? Sana mas may ultra-wide na lang, diba? Kaysa yung macro. Para mas happy. So, here are the sample shots using the POCO M3 Pro 5G. Yung mga kuha using POCO M3 PRO 5G ay detailed naman, yun nga lang, di masyado saturated yung mga shots kapag indoors. Now we're on the battery. POCO M3 PRO 5G has 5,000 mAh battery capacity with 18 watts quick charge adapter. To fully charge from 0% to 100%, inabot ako ng 2 hours and 24 minutes. But on minimal use and mas lamang yung time na hindi siya nagrarun ng apps, from 100%, bumaba yung battery niya to 74% within 12 hours. And for 1 hour continuous gaming, 20% agad yung nawala sa battery niya. And hindi pa ako nakadata nun. Ang ginamit ko lang nun ay WiFi connection. So I think kung meron man dapat i-tweak kay POCO M3 PRO 5G, yung battery niya. Kasi masyadong mabilis kumain ng charge. Dahil yun nga, may time na hindi ko siya masyadong ginamit. Halos isang araw. Pero finu-charge ko siya at ayun nga, ang bilis mawala yung battery niya. To think na hindi ko naman siya ganoon ginamit talaga. Binubuksan-buksan ko lang to check the time. Nag-setting ako ng fingerprint and face unlock. And then off ulit. Tapos sinek ko lang yung gallery. Mga ganun. Pero ang bilis agad kumain ng battery. And now we're on the conclusion part of this video kung saan sasabihin ko yung pros and cons of POCO M3 PRO 5G. So let's begin with the pros. First is the price. Mura na siya for a 5G smartphone. Next is the speaker. Malakas siya. Kahit isa lang yung speaker niya. Third is the camera. Both rear and front cam are pretty good. And lastly, for the cons ay yung pagiging 5G smartphone niya. Na future-proof pag dumating yung time na fully covered na tayo ng 5G. And for the cons, first ay yung wala siyang ultra-wide. Nasabi ko naman yung reason ko kanina why I prefer ultra-wide rather than macro. Next is the battery. So yun nga, madali siyang malobat. Ngayon, question. Para kanino ang POCO M3 PRO 5G? POCO M3 PRO 5G is for the users who mostly rely on internet data that requires high-speed transmission. Kung tatanungin niyo naman ako, essential ba ang 5G para sa isang smartphone? Both yes and no. Yes, kasi mas mapapabilis dito yung ating mga online activities such as downloading and uploading, browsing, streaming, and etc. And no, kasi aanin mo naman ang 5G capable na smartphone mo kung yung location mo naman ay hindi pa covered ng 5G. And to sum up, si POCO M3 PRO 5G, wala naman ako nakikita masyadong special sa kanya para piliin mo siya aside from BM ang 5G smartphone. And there you have it. That's my review for POCO M3 PRO 5G. If you have any questions, comments, and suggestions, please comment down below. And if you like the content of this channel, please click the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell na rin para updated kung meron tayong bagong video na i-release. Also, please follow me on my social media accounts on Facebook, El Palangka Reviews and Unboxing, and on Instagram, elpalangka_tech. Once again, this is me, El Palangka. Thank you for watching. Keep safe everyone. God bless and see you on my next video.